didn't know the name Jim Adduci, and now after 2 games, he's hitting a robust 600 and OPS of 1636. As the Tigers,
he's bound for Cooperstown.
With those numbers, he should be, and he joins us now here on 97.1 The Ticket. Jim, good morning. How are you?
Morning. How you guys doing?
We're great. Thanks so much for joining us. It's been obviously an interesting couple of days for you. Kind of take us through it. You get in the clubhouse Saturday with the Toledo Mud Hens and find out what?
I was in the batter's box when I found out. Yeah, I was going up to hit, and the manager called me out of the batter's box and was like, "Hey," I didn't know what was going on, so I walked over there, and he's like, "Hey, you're going up." I was like, "What?" He's like, "You're going to the big leagues. Congrats." I was like, "Okay, all right." So that was the start of it. So I was like, "All right, this is," and then it just got more interesting. It was just fun.
So did they have to pinch hit for you, or did you actually bat?
No, they pinch hit for me, and then so then I packed up my stuff, and they're like, you gotta fly out in the morning. So I got up at like 4:15, and then my flight was about 6:20. I think I boarded. Went to Chicago from Allentown to Chicago. Had a little bit of delay there, and then I didn't drive to the ballpark about 11:45, 11:50 for the 1:10 game.
And you're in the starting lineup. That's bizarre.
Oh, it was great though. Like that's the stuff that's just memorable to me. It's great. In a way, it was kind of probably fit my personality. Where I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna show up and I'm just gonna play. And it kind of just fit like where I was like just kind of rolled with it.
Well, and also I would think, and obviously Stoney and I have no background in this, but you don't have any time to think about it. I mean, like you said, you're at the ballpark for about an hour and 10 minutes. You're probably saying hello to guys you haven't seen since spring training, and then you go out and you knock out 3 hits in a big win over the Twins.
Yeah, that's kind of it, I guess. Yeah, I kind of was like, they're like, "Hey, do you want to hit?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "You gonna stretch?" And I was like, "No, we're just gonna keep going with this, like just gonna keep coming up and let's just do it." So took some swings in the cage and then changed real quick and then went back out on the field, stretched, and yeah, it was a great day to help out the win and get 3 hits, and it was just fun.
And a little bit of your background, obviously, we know about that you played in Korea, South Korea, obviously.
Yeah.
What was it like playing over there?
It was a really great experience for me and my family. The people over there, they're just genuinely, nice and just helpful and everything. And it's been, if I ever needed anything, people were always helping me. They would try to speak English when you were, if you were in like the market or if you're anywhere. And also it was cool. The players they're great people, and the front office and the staff and everybody. It was great. The crowds are insane loud. It's a little bit different than the States. Everyone has their own chant. So I had my own chant every time I go to hit, and then while I hit, they're chanting my name. So on the weekends, it would be 20,000 fans screaming your name. So it was like a football atmosphere.
So what was your chant? Because we got to bring this to Comerica Park.
It was Anta, 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 Adduci, Adduci, Lote, 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 Adduci, Adduci. So it was hit, Adduci, Adduci, and then the team name was Lote.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So it was cool. It was, people. It was a great experience. For a guy that kind of is in between, AAA and big leagues, it was cool to be able to be kind of almost. I guess you had to be like the superstar over there, so it was kind of fun.
So when you come up to bat at Comerica Park from now on, instead of that, maybe we'll just everybody just go deuce. Would that be cool?
Yeah, that'd be sweet. Yeah, I'm up for that.
For people, I feel like we're kind of introducing you to Tiger fans. You've been in baseball for a long time. You're 31. Your dad played baseball, and he looks, based on his baseball reference page, had a similar career to you. He played for 3 different teams: the Cardinals, the Brewers, and the Phillies. You obviously were with the Rangers before. This is not your first time in the major leagues, but I got to think the last 48 hours would represent the high water mark for you in terms of just. Here you are. You're starting for a team that has reasonable postseason beliefs in itself, and you collect 3 hits in back-to-back games where you guys score 13 or more runs. Is this kind of what you've been working towards your entire life?
No, I mean absolutely. I mean the best part about this team and the Tigers is a guy like me and people that can come into this lineup. They already have guys that drive the bus. You know, they're just asking for guys to take a seat on it. You know, so I'm just trying to find a seat on the bus, and I said, you know what I mean. So like yesterday, to start that game with McCann, I got on somehow. McCann hit a homer. All right, cool. We got 2 runs. You know, let those guys drive it, and I'll just, like I said, I'll just sit.
When you tripled later in the game, you know, I don't know how well you know Comerica Park, but they always refer to that as Triples Alley. You get it out there, and I think maybe even Victor could get to third. Sorry. But were you thinking 3 all the way? Were you thinking, you know what, damn it, I'm taking a triple. I don't have a triple in my career. I'm going to third. Or did you just kind of watch the ball and play it that way?
No, I mean, as soon as I was taking when we were taking BP, I was standing out there. I was like, man, that thing's pretty far. If I hit one in here, I'm going for it. And, yeah, I mean, I hit it, and I just was like, oh, I'm going for it, no doubt. You know, sometimes I do feel as a player, as I've played, I feel like sometimes it's more exciting than a home run, you know? Kind of turn that corner at a second, everyone's like, oh, you know, so why not?
Now, let me ask you this. The other Korean import, Eric Thames, is getting tons of publicity for him, all the 11 home runs I think he has. Did you play against him or with him over there?
Yeah, so I played against him. There's one foreign position player on each team. So I played against him, been out to dinner with him, great guy. I mean, awesome dude, works hard. Yeah, I mean, he's doing the same thing he did there here, you know. And I think for guys like me and him, you know, we kind of were in the middle of you know, the big leagues in AAA. So you go over there and you kind of are put in this role of being, I mean, it sounds strange, but being like Miguel Cabrera, or being that you have to be the guy. You have to be the guy. So kind of coming back, for me at least, I just feel like, okay, I've been in that role. So, yeah, I've had a couple good days, but that doesn't matter now. Now it's today. You know, so you just get so good at moving on from what you did in the past. So I think that's what he's doing, and I really am happy for him.
Now, I see on your bio you were born in Canada. Are you a big hockey fan?
I am a big hockey fan, yes. But I was born in Canada. My dad was playing up in Vancouver, and then I only lived there for a short time. But I grew up in Chicago, so unfortunately in this town, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm a Blackhawks fan. I'm a loyalist.
That's okay. You're allowed. How's it feel to be swept?
Yeah, that didn't feel good. But you know what? Maybe next year. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because you know those guys have been playing a lot of hockey in the last couple of years. Maybe it'll be good for them.
Jim Adduci with us here on the Troy Laser Hotline. Last thing, Jim, real quick. You mentioned Cabrera, and you've been around baseball a little bit, but I'm always loved the stories when guys walk into these clubhouses. You walk into the Tigers clubhouse on Sunday afternoon for the first time, and you look, and there's Miguel Cabrera, there's Justin Verlander. I mean, for fans like me and Stoney, that's like, oh my, those are like superstars, Hall of Famers. Do you just look at them as teammates, or is there any part of you that still isn't a little bit of awe when you look at some of the guys you're batting against? I mean, you batted against Hernandez yesterday, or you're playing against, or are they just teammates and ball players?
Yeah, I mean, there's a point where, like you said, like you when you see him, you go, oh wow, you know, that's Miguel Cabrera, and I'm like, but then as you go on, like a little bit, I guess maybe I'm a little bit quicker to it. I'm like, all right, like I want to see I want to see how he works, and I want to see how, you know, how he goes about his day and how he hits, and I was like, I can learn something from him, you know. And then when you're facing a guy like Felix, for a guy like me, I'm like, you know what, I'm like, man, I really respect this guy. And then when I get in the box, you know, the first thing I think is like, wow, he doesn't know who I am, so let's have some fun, you know. Like, you know, he can have a scouting report, but I've been gone for a couple of years, so why not? You know, let's have some fun, you know. Let's compete against them. So it's always fun to compete against those types of guys, and it's fun to be around those types of guys because you can feed off of how they work and how their attitudes are.
What's your walk-up music?
Long Cool Woman with the black dress.
Okay.
The Hollies.
Yeah. It's an oldie but goodie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jim.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's a lot of fun talking to you. It's a great story. Obviously, Tiger fans are going to rally around this and be cheering for you once again tonight. So good luck. Keep it going. And, the deuce.
That's right.
We'll get the deuce chant
Thank you,
going.
guys. I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks a lot to you.
Thank you.
Jim Adduci of the Tigers. What a good guy joining us here on a